Hey guys, I am doing my first vlog today. I realized that since I started this channel about a month ago, I haven't told you guys really anything about me or indulged into my personal life, and I thought that this was as good of time as any, considering we just found out that I am 7 weeks pregnant with my third child. So yay, a really exciting time for our family, and I thought that by doing a weekly pregnancy vlog, it'd be a really neat and intimate way to connect with you guys, to tell you a little bit more about what's going on in my life and in my pregnancy, and to have something to look back on in the future that just documents this really amazing time. So I haven't been to the doctor yet. I do have an appointment with my midwife, but it's about 2.5 weeks away. So, but by my calculations, I should be right about 7 weeks. And you know, that's not 100%. That's just by my guess, based off of my last period. And I mean, since my youngest was born 16 months ago, I've only had 2 periods. So, you know, they're kind of sporadic. So who knows if that date that I have is correct. So, you know, when I go to my doctor, I might find out that my time is completely off, but based on my symptoms, I really don't think it is. I think I'm pretty correct. I was when I calculated my last pregnancy. So I think I have a pretty good hand on how far along I am this time around too. So some of the symptoms that I'm having right now, the first one I started to get was extreme fatigue. And before I realized I was pregnant, because let me just clarify, I did take a pregnancy test probably 3 weeks ago, maybe 2.5, right around there, and it said it was negative. So I didn't think anything of it, and I've kind of ignored these signs up until now when I took my second pregnancy test. But fatigue was the big one. I have been so tired. Like, I feel, usually I have like a slight insomnia. I do not sleep a lot. But lately I have just been so bogged down. I feel like I could sleep for a year. And at first I just attributed it to stress. There's a lot going on in my house. You know, I mean, I have 2 kids. I'm married. I take care of my grandfather. I babysit during the day. So there's just a lot of things that are going on, and I just thought that everything was catching up to me, and I was just super stressed out and getting, you know, tired. Like, my body just needed to catch up. So I just completely ignored the fact that it could be because I'm pregnant. But now we know that that's what it is, and it makes complete sense. But, you know, I just feel super lazy, I guess. I feel like I just want to sit and relax and close my eyes and go to sleep, and I can't do that because I have a 1-year-old who is super hyperactive, and I have an 11-year-old who is involved in everything, and you know, there's just not much time for me to try and rest. So I'm really feeling the effects of that fatigue and just being tired all the time. So forgive me if in my videos I look like a hot, tired mess. It's because I am. And I just don't have the energy to put on makeup or to fix my hair and get all dressed up. It's just like, you get what you get. I don't have the energy for it right now. Another symptom that I've been having is indigestion. Like that really bad burning, like right under your boobs, at the top of your abdomen, like just burning and uncomfortable. It's miserable. I've had this issue a couple years ago before I had my second child, and they put me on medicine for it, and it ended up going away after my second pregnancy, and it just all of a sudden came back. And I went to the doctor, I talked to him, and he thought it had to do with stress too. So kind of ignored that clue there too. But I also didn't know that you can actually have pregnancy-induced indigestion. No clue. I know you can, I mean, heartburn, obviously, but that always came much later for me. But I had no idea that you could have pregnancy-induced indigestion, especially so early on. Nausea. I am definitely nauseous. This is what led me up to take my second pregnancy test. This is day 5 in a row that I have just been completely miserable and not wanting to move around or stand up because I feel like I'm just going to puke everywhere. It's a completely miserable feeling. I hate being nauseous. That is one of the worst things in the world for me. I hate that feeling. Sitting down, I feel better. As soon as I stand up, I just want to vomit everywhere. So I've been trying to kind of sit back and take it easy. It's not really always possible. With my first 2 pregnancies, horrible morning sickness that lasted months and months and months. They always said, oh, it's gonna get better around week 14. Yeah, not so much for me. I'm really hoping that it's not going to be like that this time. But I don't know if this has been any indication of how it's going to go. I think I'm in for the same situation as I was with my first 2. A couple things I've been doing to try to counteract it. Ginger's the first one. I've been drinking ginger ale, drinking ginger tea, or if you have fresh ginger, putting it in your water, using it in food if you can stomach getting any food down. Another thing is peppermint. Peppermint can be really helpful with nausea. I use essential oils, so I've been using peppermint oil, and it provides a little bit of relief, but it doesn't take it all away. I've never found anything that's taken it all away for me. So if anybody has any tips that they might want to share that I haven't tried, I would love to hear from you, because I'm pretty miserable and I think it's only going to get worse. Related to that, like food cravings and aversions, I actually have started to get some cravings, and I mean nothing like, oh my gosh, I have to have bacon. That's how I was with my second pregnancy. Bacon, mayonnaise, and avocados. That was my big thing. Like, that's all I wanted, which is really weird because I am not a mayonnaise person. It kind of grosses me out. But like, I was at the store today and I was walking by the deli and I was like, oh, I really want a tuna sandwich on a crescent roll. And I'm like, that is not something that I would normally eat. I mean, it's not something that I don't like, but it's not something that I'd be like, this is what I'm gonna have today. So that was a little out of the blue. But for the most part, I've really not been able to eat much. I've just not felt well. And when I do go to eat, I can't eat a lot. It's just very little amounts, and then I just feel full, or it's just unappetizing after a couple bites. I just don't want any more. I'm trying to eat small amounts more frequently to keep up my nutrition and everything, but I know that everything will balance itself out and it'll be okay. When I have been eating, I've been trying to eat healthy foods, stuff with a lot of folic acid, because I don't have any prenatals yet since I just found out, and prenatals honestly always made me sick, and it's not something that I really wanted to use. I always just used regular multivitamins and then tried to get a bunch of extra folic acid. So I try to eat a lot of avocados, spinach, kale, asparagus, green foods typically are good ways to get folic acid. So I'm just trying to eat a little bit more healthy and, you know, go from there. So I guess a little update on what's going on with the baby. Week 7, I know the baby, according to my baby apps, is about the size of a blueberry, which seems really, really tiny for creating all of these crazy, horrible symptoms and emotions. But when you think about it, I mean, during the first trimester, there's so much taking form. I mean, you go from nothing to a creature that's developing inside you. I mean, that takes a lot of energy and a lot of nutrients and just a lot of your strength, you know. So the size of a blueberry is a pretty big deal considering there wasn't anything there a couple of weeks ago. I know this week the head and the brain are developing especially more rapidly, and there's little arms and legs that are forming. So there's just a lot that's going on, and it's just crazy to think how much is going on in your body right now. And that's why I know I have to try and lower my stress. I have to try and get more rest, and just do a better job of taking care of myself, because usually I'm taking care of everybody else and I'm not really doing a good job taking care of myself. But now that we found out that I'm pregnant again, I know that I have to shift my focus and just think about taking care of me and the life that's growing inside of me. And it's just all still a little surprising and overwhelming right now. But, you know, we are so happy and so blessed, and I couldn't ask for anything more, except maybe a little bit more sleep. But anyway, sorry if I rambled on a lot. You know, there's just so much to talk about right now since I just found out, and I'm just overwhelmed with emotions. So sorry for rambling. I'll try and keep it a little bit more organized next time. But, you know, that's another symptom, scattered pregnancy brain. But, you know, anyway, I will talk to you guys again next week for my week 8 update, and I look forward to it. So until next week, bye.